right, so let's do a reality check this morning. You guys ready for this? This is going to be a crazy reality check. How many of you guys like reality checks? I know I do. I do, because I want to know what's really happening. So ask yourself this question. How many listings do I have at this moment? How many listings / buyers do I have at this moment? Ask yourself that question right now. I'm turning you guys into aggressive sales machines. That's what I want. Because the reality is that we can show up every single day, look really good. I'm starting to feel good just about getting dressed up in the morning, which is a problem. Because I need to feel good about understanding how many listings and how many buyers I have in escrow right now. So do an inventory of that, since we've been doing so many of these inventories through the book. But let's do a reality check. Do you guys agree with that? How many listings / buyers are you working with? If you guys are getting your license, people that are watching, working on your license, how many prospective buyers and listings do I have so when I hit the floor running? Does that make any sense to you guys? I need you guys to write that down because I'm going to ask you this question later on in the week. Here's the other question I need you guys to ask. How many pending escrows do I have at this moment? That one is one that always gets me. Every single morning when I wake up, I'm thinking to myself, how many pending escrows do I have? You want to know why? Because pending escrows are my paycheck. The pending escrows are what's going to get me through next month. And I'm already thinking, how many pending escrows do I have next month? And do you know how I've been showing you guys about auto suggestions and affirmations? Start to write down how many escrows you have, even though it's not a reality. If you don't have any escrows, write down, I have 2 open escrows. Write down I have 2 open escrows. And eventually it becomes a reality. I'm telling you, it works. But again, ask yourself and do a reality check. Number 3, how many appointments do I have today? That one's huge for me because I almost feel like if I don't have an appointment, what's going to happen 30, 60 days from now? Like, David, the appointment you set today is not going to get you paid today. Well, actually, on yours, they do get you paid. Yeah, so then they get you paid on the spot. That's not the point. But the point is that whatever appointment you have today, 30, 60 days from now. Does that make any sense? 30, 60 days from now is the goal. So if you don't have any appointments today, Vanessa, how do you expect to have a closing 30 days from now? Yeah, you need to have an appointment today. That's why it's like it needs to be done in a rush. Phone appointments count. If I got a phone appointment, hey, good job, phone appointment. Don't discourage yourself because you're like, Jesse said we didn't have any appointments. I get some appointments. But you know, the best appointments are the ones that you have over coffee. Invite somebody to coffee. Sometimes people want that. Does that make any sense? Like if an appointment is even an appointment to just go get feedback, that's an appointment, but you're getting one step closer to where you need to be at. This is the one that stood out to me because I've been doing this every single morning because how many of you guys are scared of numbers? I'm scared of numbers. That's just legitimate. I'm scared of numbers. So I wrote down as a part of the coaching that I've received is what is the balance in my checking account right now? That one is the one that freaks me out every single morning. What is the balance in my checking account? You need to ask yourself that question every single day because you guys are not working with a sense of urgency unless you have an idea of how much is in that checking account. You got big goals, right?
Yes.
They need to be backed up by having some money in that checking account. That's just the reality of stuff. And I hate to put it in that perspective, but if you don't have at least 6 months reserve, we need to start working on that right now. And I'm talking about not 6 months reserve of just your bills. I'm talking about 6 months reserves of what you really want to do to enjoy. I want you guys to have the freedom of going and paying for a $300 dinner, no questions asked. I don't want you to do it all the time. I'm just saying it feels good to be able to do that and then choose not to do it. Does that make any sense to you guys? But let's recap that. Ask yourself how many buyers, how many listings do you have at the moment? And then ask yourself if you're happy with that. I'm not happy with that because I know I have a bunch of numbers that I can call that I'm not calling every single day. And why am I not calling them? Because I'm comfortable with that one escrow that I have. I've already done the math on that escrow. I already know how much money I'm going to take on that escrow. I've already calculated my bills. Isn't it strange how the body will do that? Isn't it strange how the body will do that to us? Like it'll do the work for what's convenient to us, but it doesn't want to do the work for what is really, really the nitty gritty. What's important for me is how many listings, how many buyers do you have right now? Does that make any sense?
Yes. Yes.
So how many pending escrows do you have at this moment? You need to know how many pending escrows are here and how many pending escrows are you going to close. How many of you guys want to be in an escrow this week? So what do you got to do?
Get on the phone with my perspective.
Set appointments. Yeah, absolutely. Set appointments. You guys need to make sure that you guys are setting appointments. If you're not setting appointments, you're losing your lifeline. You need to make sure that you're at. And look, I'm not telling you this information just because he's not doing it. Trust me, I'm freaked out of setting appointments every single day. I lose sleep over thinking, how many appointments am I going to set? I'm so passionate about getting these appointments, and I went yesterday to Nordstrom and I bought one of my clients that I know is going to yield me a high return, a gift for his newborn baby. That's how passionate I am about setting appointments. And don't be that person. You just, I see so many people, they just don't show up to the appointment. Show up to the appointments. And then have a clear understanding of how much money is in that checking account. How many of you guys are happy with how much money is in your checking account? You know, things are getting better. So, hey, more power to you. So when it comes down to that today, I want you guys to write down, what is your contact goal? I'm trying to hit 20 contacts today. You should be too. You guys should be too. 20 solid contacts. You know? 20 solid contacts means a decision maker that's conscious about making a purchase or selling their home. A contact is not 20 phone calls. And then I'll say, it's 20 phone calls. No. 20 contact is legitimately 20 people that said yes or no. If you guys do the math, 20 contacts is just about 100 phone calls.
Depending on which prospect you choose.
Right. But I mean, in average, you know what I mean? Like some of them are much higher. I do just sold, just listed, and I'll hit 20 contacts in the first 10 minutes. Does that make any sense? But starting somewhere. What's the goal for the money that you're generating right now? You guys need to know what your generation income goal is. And trust me, everybody's going to tell you you're crazy. But I know my income way better than most of the losers that at one point told me, why you got to get all detailed with all your stuff? Because I'm passionate about my stuff. I want to know about it. If you have a better resource and a better way to do it, tell me, but I'm still waiting. Does that make any sense? I'm still waiting. Like, I'm always willing to let somebody else take control, but they don't, because they don't have a structure, and their structure is followed by, they don't write anything down. They don't write their goals. They don't have aspirations. They don't want to be better. They don't want to have those checking accounts. So write down one thing that's important to you. Why are you excited about prospecting today? Or are you not excited? Is it one of those days where you should probably just go home? Don't do it too often though, because I know some people are like, I'm not excited about prospecting. I'm leaving home. And it's like, okay, that's been 2 months that you haven't been excited about prospecting. But the point is, what are you excited about prospecting? I'm excited about prospecting because I know it has great income potential. I'm excited about prospecting. Does that make any sense? Figure out why you're excited about prospecting. Now, write down a few affirmations that I use when I'm sitting there, because I too sit in my desk, guys, and I want you to know that I take these massive deep breaths, stressing out about like, damn, is the next guy going to answer? So I just start writing stuff down, and instead of doodling, I'm going to write down things that today is a great day. I always write down today is a great day, period. I'm going to have a great day. Is there days where things are super crappy? Yes. Is there days where somebody should have put the clothing to dry and I have no underwear? Yeah, there is those days. But today's going to be a great day regardless. It's not going to stop. Does that make any sense? I believe in me is another affirmation. Guys, if you guys are not cheering yourself on, nobody else is going to do it. And if you're looking for a broker that's constantly going to cheer you on, you're going to find yourself being defeated mentally, because there's no way that anybody's going to give you that much attention. You got to cheer yourself on. Every single day is, I believe in me, I believe in me, I believe in me, and I can make it happen. I believe in me and I could make it happen. The one that I like to write all the time is, I love to prospect. You know why? Because I hate to prospect. It's just like everybody hates to prospect. And the people that tell me I love to prospect is like, you're lying. There's no way. Because I know people don't like to prospect. But I write down constantly, I love to prospect. Those are the things that I was coached by. And when people tell me, why do you always say you love to do things that you know are boring? Because I have to lie to myself, and eventually I have to start believing it. But is it hard to prospect? It is hard to prospect. You know what's hard to prospect? To get your mind to sit there for 20 minutes at a time and just shut up and do what you're supposed to do. Does that make any sense? I have a bunch of affirmations that I put together because I'm going to give you guys some tips. But one thing that I feel like we're lacking is role playing. And I know everybody wants to role play, but they don't set up a specific time to do it. So I want you guys to write down 5 tips that I learned from Cindy. She said, number 1, stand up while role playing. You need to stand up while role playing. Don't role play sitting down. Number 2, always smile, smile, and smile. I don't care if you're in a bad mood. You fix your problems wherever you have to fix them. But don't throw your weight around because you're not doing well in sales. You want to do well in sales, just pick up the phone and dial. That's just the bottom line. And I'm not speaking about me as a broker. I'm speaking as a client. If I'm your client, I do not care how bad your day is. I don't care about your personal problems. I don't care about your checking account balance. I don't care about how little you've prospected. I don't care how everything has failed you. I care about you smiling on the phone. So you, when you're practicing on your role play, smile. Make it a habit. Make it something where it's always repetitive. Number 3, be enthusiastic. You guys need to be very cheerful. And there's 2 different types of enthusiastic. There's the ones that where it's like you're too enthusiastic, it's almost annoying and you're not getting anything done. Or the enthusiastic where you're very positive and you're getting to work. Does that make any sense? People confuse that all the time because I see the work enthusiasm is misinterpreted. Like, today I made a decision, David, that I'm going to prospect and I'm going to be in a very shitty mood the rest of the day, so don't talk to me because I finally made a decision to prospect, so nobody get in my way. No, be enthusiastic, be consistent, have good energy. Because I could already tell you when I see people that are finally they're determined and they're going to come in and they're going to call, or in any of sales environment, and they do it, I'm like, wow, you're such a jerk now that you're focused. Like make it normal. Like you're really having a hard time, and you guys know what I'm talking about because I'm like, I see it all the time, and I'm like, okay, having a bad time because you hate prospecting, you suck at it. Number 4, arms in ready position. When you guys are speaking to customer, guys, don't be afraid to do this. Don't be afraid to do the whole explaining to people. You almost gotta, like, have you ever heard when you're with customers, you gotta do the body motions. Say hi to them, nod your head. Do you like the property, David? Yes. Will you sign the contract? Yes, you will. Because these are things that are helping people. The way you give them your pen, will you sign the contract, hand them the pen. You guys got to make sure that you guys are ready to do the motions with the hand. If you're around me enough and you're doing sales, you'll start to learn that a lot of it is more like hand motions. And once I see you guys developing hand motions, I'm like, boom, there you go. Top salesperson. Just because you're engaging with the customer. Get used to it. It feels weird because even my kids make fun of me. It's like, okay, you stop talking with your hands. I'm like, you're understanding, right? And I have your full attention, yes. So there you go. You should practice it. The last one is we're going to develop a culture together. Is we need to do the scripts word by word. And I get it. Trust me, I get comfortable because I get so good at it that I say whatever I want to. But then I find myself going on tangents, leaving 30, 40-minute conversations with a customer that's not going to close escrow. So you need to do your scripts verbatim, like get into it. Some of you guys are getting on the lead generating and giving too much explanation. Just go straight to the point and present yourself. Hey, my name is Teresa Gomez. I'm with GPP. I just want you to know that I just sold the home. Go into the script real quick. Because then you start to get too much into detail and it doesn't work out for you guys. Does that make any sense? Do you guys have any questions? That's just how to effectively role play. I want you guys, trust me, the secret to success is how much you practice. Because you're going to find yourself in such a good position where the client, David, if the client is not confident that you're confident in yourself, they don't want to work with you. Does that make any sense? They have to feel that, like, I'm going to get it done. Like, if you sit through a sales meeting with me, I tell the customer all the time, I'm going to get it done, whether you like it or not. You hired me to do a specific job. So I'm more concerned if you're able to close escrow as fast as I want it to close. But you attract those customers, now your customers all want to close escrow in record time, and all of a sudden that checking account looks very, very healthy. And then all of a sudden you stop again. Just kidding. You won't stop. You won't stop. Anyway, this is our affirmations.